I'm Jen from NextJen Gluten-Free, and we're here today to make pizza. If you are a celiac and you've been living without gluten for a long time, you probably miss that thin crust pizza. So that's what we're here to do today, is to introduce you to a recipe and a flour that will make you a bubbly crusted pizza. So the flour you're going to use today is the NextJen Gluten-Free all-purpose flour. You can see it's a very fine flour, so it's gonna make a nice pizza crust for you. The other ingredients are super simple. We have salt, we have milk, we have dry active yeast, and we have olive oil and milk together here, which we'll heat up. It's gonna give us a nice bubble. And then a tiny pinch of sugar and a pinch of garlic powder. So I'm gonna take, for my gluten-free pizza, my gluten-free flour and put it in the food processor. You can also make this in a mixer at home. Salt goes in, a pinch of sugar, that's just to feed the yeast. You don't wanna have a sweet flavored pizza dough. A little pinch, or a large pinch, depending on how you like it, of garlic powder. And then I'm gonna soften my yeast. So the yeast is going in with a little bit of milk. I'm gonna steal a pinch of flour here, just to feed the yeast. And now the yeast has something to work on it so that it can start to eat. The milk, the main part of the milk here, the larger portion, and the olive oil are going together and into a pot. So onto the heat we go. I'm gonna just stay with it because I don't want this to boil away and evaporate my milk. When it starts to bubble and steam, then you know you're ready to go and add it to your dry ingredients. So this is quite hot, nice and steaming hot. It's coming over here to where all of our flour is, and I'm gonna pour all the olive oil and milk in. So with that added, I'm gonna turn it on and let it run. You can see that that's actually quite hot still, and we need it to cool down before we can add the yeast, because yeast likes to be at our body temperature. One more quick little mix up, double checking, it's fine. The yeast, I'm just mixing that together, and in it goes with my dough. And I'm gonna just turn this on and let the yeast incorporate to the dough, and then we'll be rolling. So I'm gonna flour my table. So sweet white rice flour, it's my favorite for rolling doughs on the table. And then I'm gonna scoop out the dough, and then we can begin rolling. Making sure both sides have a good bit of the rice flour on the outside, and then also on your rolling pin, because you don't want it to stick to that either. There we go. And I keep turning it because that makes it easier for me to know that there's rice flour underneath, and also to get it thin and keep it sort of roundish. I prefer to just fold it in half and move it this way. It makes it a little easier to work with. That is gonna go into the oven onto my pizza stone, which has been in the oven warming. So we're gonna just slide it into the oven and onto a pizza stone that's hot. So here we go. So with my pizza in the hot oven, like I said, I put it in at 450. It's gonna be in there for 2 minutes to par bake. That means I'm gonna get some bubbles out of it, and it's gonna start to release some steam. And we do that with our gluten-free pizzas. We do that with a lot of pizzas, but you do that with gluten-free pizza so that you can get some of the moisture in the dough to come off the dough before you start putting wet toppings on there, like tomatoes and all those other goodies. There we go. We've got pizza crust, bottom that's browning nicely because of our stone, and now we're ready to top it. Pizza margherita, but gluten-free, right? So tomato sauce. I'm gonna tear some basil right onto it. The buffalo mozzarella is what makes it your classic. I think I want one more slice. Pepper, olive oil. And so we're back in the oven. We're gonna melt those cheeses for our toppings back onto the stone. Probably only takes about 3 more minutes in that hot oven. And there we go. So we have pizza margherita gluten-free for you, simple and easy. Please check out our website for more recipes. It's nextgen.ca, and we have lots for you there to make baking fun and easy.